3. So we're going to go over the minutes. Everybody have an opportunity to do so. Review them. Any changes?
Ben, I have one question in the minutes.
May I move them first before we make corrections? I move their adoption.
Second?
Second.
Go for it, Ted.
Discussion.
Page 3, under David Henry, the second paragraph there, it talks about there and them. Was that more than one person, or was it one person? I don't know. Was it? If it was one person, it should be his and him.
It's a new world, Ted.
I know. That's true. You're right. You're right. I should have thought of that.
How do you feel we should correct that then, Ted?
Well, perhaps Marag is right. I guess we should leave that alone.
Yeah. Okay,
Thank you,
any other
Mariah.
change? Any other changes? None. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Accepted. Okay, this is old business. We had talked to Linda Nardi. I didn't talk to her, I'm sorry. We recontacted her, and I believe it was because we couldn't read it. And she was supposed to provide us with legible information. We never received it.
So let me share. I did request additional information. This is what was shared with me. So this was the initial request. This was her transcripts from Florida, I believe, was her request. So we had requested additional information regarding what the courses actually were. So this was the information that she provided.
I don't think it was so much the course, it was we couldn't read it. What she sent us was, we couldn't read it. This is the one we couldn't read at all. But anyhow, it is Linda Nardi though, right?
Correct. Yeah. So she was looking to apply those courses below, and then from the minutes last meeting,
How many
we
hours
didn't
how
have
many hours is
the
she looking
additional.
for?
She was looking for the 9 credits towards the elective credits. So the additional information provided was what the courses entailed. This was what was provided.
So this is just a clarification of material that was presented but was illegible.
But we don't know, how many hours per topics.
You do. On the first thing she submitted last time, it says they're all 3-hour classes on the right.
Yep.
I can't read it. What is it on the right?
They're all 3-hour classes.
I know it's hard to see, but it does.
Oh, okay.
Right in this area, it is hard to see, but it is 3, 3, 3.
The form simplicity, and the social media practices, I don't know that that's relevant. And then it's core law, is that related to general real estate law or related to Florida? There were no outlines or anything provided, right?
No, and I did
No.
request that as well, but they were not provided.
Should the real estate law be somewhat similar state to state? You know, Ted, you would know that. Or is it very different?
Well, it could be very different. It depends. I mean,
In the past though, Peter, I think when it came to law, state agency or whatever, we never approved it. We have not approved it because
We
it
haven't.
is, it could be changed and
Yeah.
taken as such.
Makes sense.
Okay, she's looking for, I'm sorry,
Hopefully, hopefully ethics and business practices is not so changeable state to state.
no, I find that's fine. How many hours was that? 3 hours? Ethics in business practice?
Yeah, every class she took was 3 hours.
Okay.
And then affordable housing, is that, again, is that a national thing or is that affordable housing in Florida? Because we have different programs by state, I believe.
Well, that's like, right, exactly. That's like CHFA of Florida, or is it HUD?
And, you know, it could be like Section 8 vouchers or whatever is allowable in the state. And I don't know if it differs by state or not.
No, I think it's the same. HUD, there's only one HUD. You know, my feeling is the ethic and business practice that I see here. Anyone else?
No, I'm fine giving 3 hours.
For 3 hours it is.
Well, don't we have to vote?
Yes. Well, yes. Want to make a motion, please?
Motion to approve the, what was it, ethics class for 3 hours of credit for Linda
Right.
Nardi.
Or in the minority, yeah.
I second that.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You
Aye.
chair and yes as well.
Opposed? 3 hour passes. Okay. Stankiewicz, is it? Number 2, continuing education waiver request. She was supposed to provide us some more information. Did we ever get that?
No, nothing was ever provided.
Okay. Okay, reciprocal license consideration. We made a motion to table that. I think we needed more information. My notes shows.
I'm sorry, do we have to vote on the Stankiewicz that we're not approving any waivers?
Well, she could come back with more information. I don't know.
Right, but we gave him an opportunity
Well,
for
we-
2 months, whatever whatever the timeframe is for our meetings, right? So
Mhm.
just so we don't have to continue to carry this, that's all.
All right, we can vote on it. All right, somebody make a motion, please.
Uh, a motion to deny
Deny
any
the-
education waiver for Stankiewicz.
Second, please.
Second,
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
All right, reciprocal license consideration. Randy Lynch, old business. Made a motion to table that.
So moved.
Second,
I think he's saying it was, didn't you say
It
it
was-
was tabled? So we're
No,
reviewing
we
it now.
tabled it, but for more information on it, I don't think we got that. Am I? Rachel, did we
I'm
get
not
any
seeing
more?
Lynch on the list.
It's on 3.
It's the third. It's
Old
item
business.
3, just
Number
old business, we're
all
reviewing it.
business.
Number
Okay.
3.
Thank you.
Rachel, did we get any?
Rachel, we didn't get any additional
Rachel.
information from this person?
I did not receive any information, no.
All right.
Was there any type of communications with Mr. Lynch since the last meeting?
I sent out a message after the last meeting regarding the status of everyone's requests and things along that. And then a follow-up email went out to probably last month, a few weeks ago, right before this meeting, so.
I'm just curious, I forgot, what state was he from? Remember?
I can share this was actually, I think, this was the woman that was started, here, let me share my screen. I think she started to do her broker's, she was trying to do her broker's license. But she started in New York, I think. Let's see. Yeah, this was the initial conversation, I think, that we had that you guys discussed with her when she was in the meeting last meeting.
I think like
what-
New York changed their reciprocity while she was going through the process. Wasn't that it?
Yeah, I think that was the big point in that conversation.
We no longer have it with New York, that's correct.
Right. So she had been like pursuing it and then they changed it before she could finish.
So let's deny it anyhow, and then if there's any other questions, you can always come back. All right, so please make a motion, someone.
All right.
Well, make
Motion
a
to deny the reciprocal license for Randy Lynch.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Oppose? Okay. I'm gonna skip a little bit because of the time on this new business and the continuing education. Number 2, we'll go from 1 to 2. This is the license extension. From I believe this is the lady that has gone through breast cancer. Dawn Raymond,
Yes.
but I don't know, Rochelle, I'm not sure, what is she looking for? She's past PSI.
Dawn's on the meeting now, so if you want to let her kind of give you a breakdown of what's going on.
Good morning, Dawn. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I appreciate being given this opportunity.
Can I just, I'm sorry, this is Commissioner Berquist. Can I just ask a quick question? Did we get any information related to this for this meeting? Because I don't see anything in the links that were provided to us. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. It's filed by her first name. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
Thank
okay.
you. Sorry.
You're welcome. So I guess, long story short, I passed my exams and then a few months later, I was diagnosed with the breast cancer. And I put all my information in my safe to keep it safe. And suddenly I thought I had until March 2024 to get the ball rolling. I had one, my first diagnosis turned into a second diagnosis. I had 6 surgeries from a few months after I passed the exams until this past December, 2 months ago. So I was ready to start the process, and then I realized that November was 2 years to the date that I passed the PSI exams. So that means it said that I could have to take the exams over again. And so that's why I reached out to you to see if possibly I could have an extension to activate my license, so I did not have to take the exams again. And I did meet with brokers. I have 2 brokers that are interested, and I could sign the papers today.
So you're all set for a sponsor. You're ready to go.
I am.
Do we have the records of your passing, Jill?
I did send them.
Do we have records of such? Of the PSI examination? We do?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure we do have them though. Don.
Yeah, they're in the file that's provided with the medical history too.
And also my exam passing from Tunxus is in there as well.
Okay, I see that. Okay. I'm sorry, on the bottom. Okay.
How much time are you requesting? Do we have that specific?
He's ready to
As
go.
long, I'm ready to go. So I guess as long as it takes for the mail because I'll have to sign it and send it. So I don't know. And also I'm curious if all goes well and you grant me this extension, when would my continuing education courses need to be completed by? I would want to make sure that I would know that too.
Normally, if it's obviously during the cycle on it, which it would be, you would be exempt for this cycle.
Right. So it'd be 2026.
It'd be, the next one would be 24, 26.
Yes.
Okay. So
So
it's the next
Okay.
cycle, not this cycle. You'd be
Correct.
covered
I
for
just
this
wanted
cycle.
to make sure. I just wanted to make sure.
so if you,
Yeah, so I
if
get
you,
a
no,
couple.
sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Don. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. So as far as time, I guess I need to sign the paper and send it off. That's all I would need, really. So I guess a couple
I think
weeks.
there should be perhaps maybe a time here. Let me ask the department how long the process this would take. Jill, can you tell me that? Jill, you on?
Yes, I am, Ben.
All
So
right.
you wanted to know how long the process would
If
take
we told
for,
her, yeah, if we said yes, how quick can she get a license? Because I don't want this to be dragged on any longer if we decide to.
I mean, I'm not in licensing. I don't issue licenses, but,
Would 90 days cover it?
so you're going to
Can
take
Jason
the
tell us-
exam.
can Jason tell us that?
Isn't this to sit for the exam and then
No,
get licensed?
she's ready to go. She's passed. She's ready to
Oh,
go.
so she just sends in her paperwork with the fee and it will be processed. And I would say it'd probably be done within a couple weeks of receiving.
Can she walk it
If
in?
everything was included.
Can she
Yeah,
walk
but
it in?
But things can also bounce
Well-
back. Something can
Yeah.
be missing, this and that. That's,
Well,
Right.
No,
that's
there-
my,
yeah,
that's my.
yeah,
point.
there's
Can she-
no walk-in process.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, what, Jason?
There is no walk-in process. It's just online.
There's no longer walk-in process?
No, if she was to come to the building and drop it off, it would just go into the mailbox and get sent to licensing.
Mhm.
They wouldn't process it while she waits.
you ready for
So that's
a
the only,
motion?
that would be the only time saving is to do that versus
Yes.
mail it.
I believe what Jason is saying, this is Pamela Brown, Director of Investigations, it's online process.
Are you ready for a motion, Mr. Chairman?
Well, discussion, oh, yeah. Make a motion, please.
I move that we give Ms. Raymond a 90-day extension from today to complete the necessary requirements.
Second.
Okay, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We passed it, 90 days. If you have a problem,
you.
you can reach out, don't hesitate to give me a call or email me if there's any problem. But I would really like to
Thank-
see this. I'm gonna keep an eye on this. All right, so maybe within the next 45 days, you should be licensed.
Thank you so much. It means
All right.
everything to me. Thank
Good luck, Dawn.
We wish you the best, too.
Good luck
Thank
with your
you.
treatment and with everything.
Thank you.
Okay, the next is DPR course approved for an elective from John Polis, okay. Yes, John, would you like to speak?
Yes, it's Poles, just so you know.
Polis, okay.
Okay. The application was after much discussion with members, not only in our own board and all the realtors and brokers involved. The community need, and though this is a little bit unusual, we've had recently too many brokers involved in situations and agents involved in situations. And they said, if I only had the training, if I knew what to do. And to the extent that this is worked out with the Heart Association, the EMTs and everything, it's designed for realtors, but it meets all the requirements. So not only in a 5-hour course, but we're only offering asking for 3 elective credits on it. They would have not only the CPR and general first aid, but they'd have stop the bleed, the defibrillator training, basically everything short of being a med, it being able to ride in the ambulance and respond to situations. But we've had realtors asking for this for, as far as I know now, 3 years. And finally, I said, I'll step up and do what's necessary. I worked with the head of training in the deals with Fairfield County. And we designed this, everyone signed off on it on their side. So they're getting dual accreditation, so to speak. But to incentivize it, everyone has said, look, there's a fee, but it goes for the Heart Association for the course and the equipment. And it's really a reach out to the community in training and making the realtors one step more involved in the community. And there's a tremendous desire for it. The caveat is, it's a lot of time. Can we get this as an elective? And I was pushed pretty hard. So I said I would take the steps and present it to you. I've had good conversations with Michelle, and it really is something desirable that we should stand out, and it has the full support, at least my neck of the woods, of the police, the fire department, the EMT. They all want us. They reached out for, and the only people who have this training outside that is supported are the ones it's a requirement for all coaches and assistant coaches and involvement in the educational area. And I used to do that in New York. I did the training. I have to get recertified to help out, and we have a bunch of realtors and board members who are willing to get the training, to assist in the training, so that we're literally going to try to do it every month so that we can build up the reservoir of people who are knowledgeable and comfortable and capable. And that's where we need your help.
Who would acknowledge this course as being a certified course?
It is 100%. And the letter was there with it. The whole curriculum is designed not by us, but by the instructors who do it all the time.
In conjunction with the Heart Association?
With the Heart Association, Stop the Bleed, yes.
Thank you. I mean, there's nothing that prevents people from taking this course now. If they
Excuse me, I missed the start of that question.
I said there is nothing that prevents someone from taking this course now, even though we don't.
They could sign up regularly with them. The price would be higher than what we have, but but like most people, there's got to be some sort of incentive to do it beyond the desire as a person, and we want to broaden it beyond that. And that's the whole point. But the number of people who say they'll sign up is quite substantial.
Is this
And you
different?
say you're
than-
getting a price break compared to most times? You said you're getting a price break
Well,
compared to
we're
a
getting
normal
a
CPR
basically a
course.
discount of a sort. It's the lowest price they can charge to give them the equipment, because a lot of in the training, and it's hands-on. Though there is a course people can take. On personal experience, I was in the town of Westport. I was a lifeguard, head guard, and this is before there was EMS and EMT, because this was in the late 60s, early 70s. And
That's the old CPR.
excuse me?
That is the old CPR.
Correct. And that's why I say I have to be recertified, because the last time I was a certified instructor was 2000 myself. So it's a little bit of time ago.
Is
Are there
this
any other
different?
questions, Joe?
Is this different than the American Red Cross variety? Is it a
Yes, and
competing?
beyond. The traditional one was the Red Cross, and now it's the Red Cross Heart Association / Heart Association.
Oh, so is this one thing or is this a competing product?
No, it's the same. It's one complete merger of, and it was focusing in on what we wanted, and not what we wanted, but what was necessary and of best use for our people. And there's almost no difference between someone who took the whole spectrum going towards EMT training, but it's a little bit tighter in time.
Just curious, John, are you a Realtor?
I am a Realtor with the Higgins Group, and I'm also a director on Mythgar and the treasurer.
I'd like to propose a motion if we're ready for that, if no one has any further questions.
Anybody have any questions on it?
So all we're doing is considering this as an elective class that agents can take? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. So I move to deny this as an elective, which I'll explain during discussion.
I'll second the motion for discussion purposes.
Okay. My concern is, I think it is a good class, and it's one that I personally have taken the older version of and was certified in. My fear is I don't want to dilute what we're doing here. We have very little time and very few courses, and we have to focus on the law. We have to focus on realtors understanding the law and not doing the things that are causing violations. And while I think this is good for society, I mean, right now, the thing I got to focus on is the number of complaints that we have at the DCP, we want to reduce. We got to remind realtors how to be realtors, and that has to be first and foremost for us.
Peter, do you think that that's covered by the 3-hour mandatory class that we make everyone take, though? You don't think that that's enough?
I don't think we can afford to dilute it with what, even with the offerings. I think we have to focus exclusively on realtor and realtor skills. It's just my opinion.
And there's nothing to really prevent the Board of Realtors and everyone throughout the state encouraging participation in this course.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I appreciate what you're saying. I'm also a former educator in New York for 25 years. The reality, I understand the dilemmas you have. I could understand it better if it wasn't a 3-hour mandatory for what you're talking about, and 2 courses, 6 hours. I could also understand it a little better if some of these courses weren't being offered by boards remotely. And I have seen there's no testing, there's no anything to certify as an educator that anything was retained. The reason we're doing it the way this course, we were requesting it not as a virtual course, which is available, is a hands-on, is because as an educator, I can tell you, if and the documents now, because of COVID, the statistics are overwhelming, that when you went to virtual learning and allowed it for something that you say is very important, retention was less than 40%, well under. So I understand why you're saying it, because logically that is there, but you have one course, we're asking for one elective. And if you're saying this is less important in our communities and for our agents than a course on how to build your website, then something's wrong with us. That to me is a misjudgment. I can appreciate everything you say, and I don't disagree with it because I've had to deal with it. But this is equally important. When you have a colleague who comes in and says, I lost a client and there was nothing I can do, believe me, it affects you.
So
I
can
don't
I
know
just,
how they could do that virtually. You really do need hands-on for the CPR. And they also do the,
Stop the bleed.
yeah,
can I just play devil's advocate here that, so Rachel had sent us a list of approved classes that agents are allowed to take. And there actually is an approved real estate safety, protect yourself and your client's class that has been approved by DCP. So I don't understand why this also is not, and it's an elective. Like if you had said to me, every agent has to take this, I may have different feelings about it, but because it's an elective and there's other electives that focus on real estate safety, I don't see how this is that much different. I do agree that this would have to be an in-person class. I don't think that you could learn this virtually. So I don't know if we can specify that this has to be taught as an in-person class. But I don't feel that it is that different from other safety classes that have been approved in the past that we allow. And there are a number of schools that teach safety classes. Like there's at least 5.
Amy, you mind if I argue the opposite side? My fear is, what if someone takes 2 safety electives? Now they have further diluted what they're learning about real estate.
I could argue that they take, 3 social media classes, which I would prefer people to understand law, but they take 3 social media classes. So an elective is an elective that allows anyone to take whatever they want. We only prescribe the 3-hour mandatory for law and whatever else we're targeting for that educational 2-year cycle. Because there's other safety classes and a number of schools teach it, I don't see how this couldn't be an elective for somebody to choose to take if they wanted to.
there's a motion on the floor right now. So either we have to vote on that and then have another motion placed. Right now, the motion is to reject. Is that correct?
That's correct. No one seconded it. We're in the discussion.
No, Morag seconded it for discussion purposes.
All right.
So we probably should put it to a vote.
Any other questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Hello,
Opposed?
Peter.
I am opposed to what's been proposed.
Opposed?
Sharon?
We need more
Opposed.
votes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sharon?
Opposed.
Opposed carries. I'm sorry. Denied.
No,
No,
it's
no,
not
no.
denied.
It's not denied,
The
yeah.
motion
Oh, I
is
thought you opposed it.
denied.
They're
The motion is
opposing me
denied, so then
denying
the-
it. My
Oh,
motion
I
is
see.
denied.
Submit a new
Okay.
motion?
Yeah.
Motion
Yeah, I'm
failed.
sorry.
Now we
Accept it.
need a new one, which approves the 3-hour as being an acceptable course, correct?
Right,
Yeah.
Right,
All right, so
that's
I make
all I-
a motion to approve
yeah.
the 3-hour class taught in person as an elective class.
Now I need a
Yeah,
second.
definitely in person. Second,
Okay. Discussion we have, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah, me.
Okay.
You're a
All right,
strong man,
John.
Peter.
All right, John, looks like you're approved for 3 hours.
Thank you very, very much. We all thank you. And I'll make you proud.
Just let us know how many take advantage of that. I'd appreciate knowing.
I'll be sending all the statistics as they sign up for the classes. Thank you.
Super, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Good for you.
Okay, this is the cycle for 2022 continuing education cycle, waiver for licensed commissioners. And this is a job between Ted and Warren.
Oh, this is when we really feel the power.
That's right.
As usual, I move that we waive the ongoing ed for commission members, which does not mean that they don't take it voluntarily if they care to, but I so move.
Second. more.
Now you can breathe, Peter.
No more, no, we haven't voted yet. And Maureen, don't you think we should have each one of the commissioners to plead their case for us?
I've already taken 9 hours. I only have one class left to take, so I'd be good, even if you deny it. So that's fine.
You can take the CPR.
True, if it's approved by then. I don't think it'd fall in this cycle, but that's fine.
All right,
I don't know how you do all in favor, but all in favor? Aye. Aye, aye, aye.
Thank you.
all right, we thank you all.
Passed, and I hope the check is in the mail.
We should at least get lunch, right, Maureen?
Absolutely. Happy New Year, everybody.
Is Paul here? Paul? Ryan Burns had sent us a reference to things we want to discuss on the new legislation. So who's here from the department to discuss this? Jason? Who's here from the department?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Who's here from the department to discuss the legislation? Ryan had sent this out to us November 17th for this meeting.
I don't believe there's anyone here from legal.
Okay. Well, this is coming up as far as I believe March 5th for the public to approve. Well, I don't know what he really wants from us at this time. You want?
I think it was just notification. I don't think anything has changed from what was discussed.
No, I think I got that notification from Julianne. But was there a discussion regarding he wanted to do or so in reference to deposits? Okay, so we're gonna have to table that then till next meeting. Maybe too late at that time anyhow, but
Want a motion?
yes, please.
Move to table.
I second that.
Approved.
Aye.
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 Opposed? It passed. All right. Here's the biggie here. Continuing education equivalence reviews. It was a lot involved. And some of these was as much as, the course was 200 pages, as you saw. And we're supposed to fish it out, the course that they were looking to get credit for. Ridiculous. But anyhow, let's take Miss Tammy Benwitt. Are we all on the same page?
So I went through all of these and I took notes for all of them to try to kind of expedite this whole process. Most of the classes this person took were not 3 hours. And one that she had a tenant law class, but I don't know that tenant law in whatever state she's in is the same as Connecticut. My thought was maybe 3 hours of continuing ed approval based on what was provided to us. I mean, everybody can obviously provide their own thoughts, but I just tried to review everything in advance.
I also had to,
You adjust your camera. I just get you from the nose up.
Me?
Yep. Oh, much better. Thank you.
Okay.
So I looked at the courses also, and a lot of them are very New York specific.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's related to Connecticut. The one that I saw that I felt very comfortable with is the first course in the packet. Hang on, I'll pull up. It's an ethics course.
ethical business practice. It was ethical business practice. Yeah.
Give me a second. Ethical, yes, that's correct. Ethical business practices, and it's a 3-hour course. So that one I felt pretty good about.
Yeah, and then there are a number of less than 3-hour classes.
And
There's
the
a
problem
4.5.
is, once again, the problem is that the content isn't related to Connecticut. It's a different.
Yeah.
That's the reason why New York isn't reciprocal, is they have different content.
The only, I'll go over the some of the topics that they were looking for was commission, 2.5 hours. Recent legal matters. That was another one. That was only 1 hour. Rental training online, 4.5. Culture competency, 3.5. Deceptive, misleading advertising online, 3.5 hours. Implicit bias, 2 hours. Disability discrimination, 4 hours. So the only one that I agree definitely with the ethical business practice online, but the given I also I think disability discrimination would be the other one. That's 4 hours, but allowing 3 hours for it.
Yeah. I
There
agree.
also these, as you know, this party is from New York. This Lieb, I don't know how to pronounce it, Lieb school is not approved by Connecticut. It's an approved school. Some of these schools are approved also, by the way. It makes it easier if the course was approved in Connecticut and also was approved in New York and it was a school that was approved, but it wasn't. So my feeling is this, it's up to you, is 6 hours for the toward an elected, by the way, toward elected.
Yeah, I move that we approve the 6 hours for the 2 courses.
Second.
Excuse me, we correct that a bit, 6 hours for the 2 courses.
6 hours for the 2 courses.
Okay,
Yep.
I didn't hear that, I'm sorry. Okay. So I need a second.
I second it.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay. All right, the next one is Todd Bennett from Florida. The school is Gold Coast Schools, which is not approved by Connecticut. It's a pre-licensing course and state exam. And obviously, it's Florida, so it's an easy one.
Yeah, so motion to deny Jeanette for any equivalency credit.
Just need a second on that, please.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Oppose? We pass. John Blanchett. He's with the Rhode Island Association of the School was Rhode Island Association of Realtors. It's Rhode Island. Successful seller client system.
Yeah, no.
I look at that as personal marketing is looking at it. I don't know what your feelings are about it.
I don't see it. I see it the same way you do. I don't see this as teaching him to be a more ethical broker or realtor.
And it may have some Rhode Island information on it, but I don't think it's going to have Connecticut. Okay, I'm looking for a motion in that one tonight. Please.
Motion to deny.
Second.
Second.
Second. Discussion. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Denied?
Aye.
Opposed? It's denied. All right. Diane Camera, again, Florida. Looking for ethic practice of 3 hours. She has got GRI 101 and GRI 102 and GRI 103.
I said that she said she was going to take the mandatory 3-hour class, and there was enough relevant, like generic real estate knowledge in a GRI class for 9 hours. I felt like I think she requested 14 hours, which she doesn't need, and she has to take the 3-hour class, mandatory class. But I thought everything else she had done would satisfy like 9 additional hours.
And I don't know if you remember, we've also approved GRI courses in the past. Also.
Yeah, GR is a pretty comprehensive class, so.
Correct. Right. Nita, we're looking for the 9 hours. So,
Motion to
motion,
approve
please.
9 hours for Camara.
I'll
Second,
second.
please.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passed. Okay. Michael Garafanga, Realty Institute, again, New York. He is looking for, well, I don't know what he's looking for. His course was 22 and a half hours. He's not, I'm sorry,
He said
requesting
he
9
wanted
hours.
9 hours. He said he was looking for 9 hours.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I see it. All right, he's looking course covering the following time. I'm sorry, this is the question. I don't know what these courses were. I mean, how much was it condominium cooperative, law of agency, understanding real estate, financing, fair housing? I mean, of course, we probably would do the fair housing, but
Yeah.
I don't know how his 22 and a half hours breaks down.
Yeah, I saw 2 things that looked compelling: the fair housing and laws of agency. Law of agency. But you're right. I don't know how many hours was put in.
But I don't see how the hours are divided in the course.
No, we're not given that information.
Jill, can I discuss that with you? Jill, you here?
Yes, I am.
Jill, what's your feeling on that? I mean, I don't see this course. It's one large lump of 22 and a half hours. but nothing's
Yeah.
provided for the approval. We're not, there are things in there we're not gonna approve.
Yeah, well, typically, I mean, what I see from New York is one certificate that has a large number, like 22 to 27 hours, and they list a lot of courses, and like all their courses, like they would have a mandatory on here as well that I don't see. So I think they just picked out some. Some of these people have talked to me about what they would include, and I've always told them, don't make it specific to your state, make it something that's a true elective. So this is what they chose to include, but that wouldn't include all the courses, but New York lumps it all together. You go to one
What?
school and you sign up for all these courses, and they give you a certificate at the end, and they list the coverings.
One
that's
thing that's
not a-
helpful
But that's
is
not a
they,
problem. You know, I think we need to know, and I think if this comes again to the department, but we need to have this somehow, they've got to separate these, we know what the contents are, but how's the 22 and a half hour split among?
we do have a little bit of information. If you look at, there is a page and it shows how many chapters are on each topic. Now, we don't know. A chapter could be 2 seconds and the next chapter could be 2 hours. But it does, at least we have a list and we know how many chapters is in each item, if that's meaningful.
I mean, Joe, can you add, I mean, next time, is it possible that we can ask for a breakdown?
Yeah, I mean, I
Separately?
think that would go through Rochelle. But you know, here in Connecticut, we get a certificate for every course. And in New York, they get one certificate from the school and it's all lumped together. So it's a little different. That's
So
why
what do they expect us to do? Read the whole course and figure it out? That's not gonna happen. Rochelle's not gonna read the whole thing. We can't expect her to read the whole course. Let them do it.
I
With
mean, there's
that,
a lot of national schools that cover Connecticut and New York, and I'm telling them they should try to take the courses that are approved in both states to avoid
Yeah.
this.
good advice. Any thoughts? I don't think, just because of the breakdown situation, how are we supposed to know? Is I'm inclined to say, deny it. And reason for it, we just don't know. It's an unknown.
You want to deny it for more specific information?
I think we need to know the breakdown of the course is by hour. The topics by hour. For an example, I don't know, law and agency. Well, obviously that's New York. So we wouldn't approve that. For housing, we probably would. I don't know how many hours. So that's my feeling. Anybody else? Amy?
Oh,
I'll make a
I move
motion.
to reject-
Go ahead, Maureen. I'm sorry.
I just, excuse me, I move to reject.
Second,
Could you be more specific? It's about requiring more information as to an hour breakdown.
I move that we reject based on the fact that we do not have sufficient information in this and require a breakdown of more specific.
okay,
I'll second it.
I just won something.
second, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And
Opposed?
this is the time for us to indicate that anybody who is looking for credits from New York courses should be able to give us a breakdown. I mean, I don't want to go through this every time somebody from New York comes in with courses.
That's what I was saying. We shouldn't have, the department shouldn't have to read the whole course and approve this amount of hours and guesstimate how many hours they were. So anyhow, the next one is Lisa Davis. She's with Sherwood Incorporated in Illinois. She's looking for 3 hours of NAR ethics, working with consumer. So she's looking for 6 hours.
But
No,
it is
No, she's
broken
looking for
down
12
to the
hours.
minute. Yeah.
Are you sure? I got 6 hours here.
Well, it says total requested 12, but then she already took 6. I guess that's why. So we don't even have to approve those because she took the Connecticut classes. So
But
my
you can
notes on
see-
this were,
Yeah.
she took 6 hours of Connecticut, including mandatory. The other 6 from Illinois seems relevant.
Okay, so what she's looking for is NAR ethics, 3 hours, working with consumers, 3 hours, real estate agency law, that would be Illinois, but I'm sorry, Connecticut. And she took this with the CE shop, which is also approved by Connecticut.
Yep.
Preparing a market analysis, again, this took it with the CE shop, approved by Connecticut. She took it in Illinois. So she's got enough courses there that between the CE shop and what I feel is should accept.
Yeah, so we just need to give her 6 hours, I think.
So she needs 6 hours. Okay, motion, please.
Motion to approve 6 hours for Lisa Davis for
Right.
continuing education credit.
Okay, need a second, please.
I'll
Second.
second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Next one is Faith Richmond. She's a,
I think this person took this class too early
yes,
because she's in the cycle for 2022, 2024, but she took it in April of 22. And I think you have to take it after May 31, 2022, don't you?
We're accepting
Because
the CE, because it changed, we're accepting it from March 1st to February 28th is the range.
Okay, right.
so it's within the cycle. Okay,
Right, and then it's just an appraisal class. This is the one that was the 30-hour appraisal class?
this was 30 hours appraisal classes. She's requesting 9 hours toward the elective.
I think we can give 3. I mean, I think that's about it.
I mean, GRI makes you take a 30-hour appraisal class.
Well, I don't. I mean, without looking at the whole course, it's difficult to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's all appraisal related.
Yeah, I have to agree with Peter.
That's fine. 3 hours, that's fine.
Okay. I move to approve her for 3 hours.
Second,
Okay, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Passed. 3 hours. Okay, Jane Rondell, New York. Her school is CBT Alliance. Okay, she's looking for 9 hours toward her elective for real estate ethics and practice, fair housing. The real estate ethics and practice by the last 3 hours, fair housing law, 3 hours, agency law, 3 hours. Implicit bias, diversity, and inclusion, 2 hours. Cultural competency, 3 hours. Risk management, 3 hours. 3 hours, that's it. All right, so she's looking for 9 hours out of that.
But it looks like, I'm on the wrong page. It looks like the first few of these, we should, let's see. Darn it, I'm losing my place.
The one right away we can cross off is agency law.
And implicit bias, but you mean cross off as an approve. So
It's not-
real
it's
estate
not
ethics and
no, not
practice,
approved.
that one should be good. Fair housing should be good.
But they don't have all the protected classes we do, right, New York?
And they have more, and agency law should be good. So I see 3 that we could consider. Amy, you're muted.
Amy, you're muted.
Agency law, you shouldn't be able to do because their agency law in New York is different than CT.
And we just denied a couple already, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think the first 2 are fine. The other 2 are the last.
All right, the first 2 and pick your other one.
You want to
I
make
feel
the
like
motion?
cultural competency is fine. I think we offered that similar thing.
No,
Is this
we don't
school
offer cultural.
approved here?
Yeah. Cultural competency is a New York thing. As is the implicit bias.
Risk management. They actually give us a copy of the courses, full courses.
There actually is, we actually do have a cultural competency class that's been approved. We have,
I thought
it's
it
titled
expired.
Implicit Bias Awareness and Cultural Competency.
It's not expired. Is it still offered? Is that still an allowed course?
It's on the list that Rachel had sent us. 125-24 active real estate classes. It's taught by Colibri Real Estate.
Although we just denied this for someone else because the New York is specific to New York.
And there is another cultural competency and elimination of bias by Green Mountain e-learning. So there's 2 schools that teach it.
How many hours is the New York course? It's not a 3-hour course. I believe it's a 2-hour course.
It was 3 hours. But CBT also is not, CBT
It's
Alliance,
3 hours.
a Connecticut approved school.
All right, so 6 hours then.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, motion to approve 6 hours of continuing education waiver for
Second,
Roundel.
I'll second that.
okay, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Oppose? Passed. All right, Christina Quillen, Massachusetts. He's taking her courses through Mass Associates of Realtors. Obviously, contract
We can
law.
approve none. They were all 2 hours long. All of her classes were 2 hours long. So I don't think we can approve any of them.
Yeah. I don't know why that even got to us, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
That
there's
shouldn't
another
even-
person that
That
has that same.
should have been picked up
Yeah.
beforehand. All right, let's,
All right, so
Take a
motion
motion
to
to deny,
deny
please.
Sholin for continuing education waivers.
Second?
discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oppose?
Aye.
Pass. All right, the next one is from Gregory Walwer, Real Estate Agency Law, the C Shop, which is approved school by Connecticut. 3 hours. He's requesting, I'm sorry, there's more.
The animals course, it doesn't say how many hours that I can see on that.
It says 4. There's a couple of them that are 4 hours. It says 0/law and ethics and 4 specialty hours. And it
Yeah,
says that for the next one too. Document.
Oh, I see it now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Document diligence.
Yeah.
Were there any courses, because this is CE shop, did anybody check and see if they were approved for some reason in Connecticut?
Let me look.
But he's also got fair housing. That should be good. And well, that.
I don't see anything for something titled document diligence in Rachel's list. And then the other one was what?
Assistant
Assistant
animals and fair
animals.
housing? Yeah.
Let me look. Assistance, animals, and fair housing, the CE shop. Yep.
It is
So there-
approved? Yeah, good.
Yep.
So that's 3 there, and
What was the other one called?
real estate agency law,
Document diligence safeguarding your transactions. That doesn't appear to be in here.
well, they only two C shows. So the other one is a Connecticut,
Right,
Yeah,
that's the one they have to take, the mandatory. So, yeah.
The 3 of them we have no problem with? Potentially?
One is required, so we don't want to,
Ah,
you don't want to waive the required one if he's taken it, like, because you don't want that to show, you don't want
yeah,
to.
you don't want to double count.
Right, correct.
So there's 2 of them that 6 hours that we're potentially
Right.
looking at. Okay. Yeah, I move that we approve 6 hours.
I'll second.
okay, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Yeah,
The next
Other
one
one?
was the same issue with only
Right.
2-hour classes for
Yeah.
everything.
MANCT, yeah.
yeah, Rochelle, these are, these courses should have been denied, none of you come to us. But that's okay. All right, so let's get a motion, please.
Motion to deny Wiener for continuing education waivers.
Okay,
6 hours.
I'm sorry, second, who second?
Sharon second.
Sharon second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Denied? Passed, I'm sorry, passed. Okay. That was a lot. Okay. I think we've covered everything.
Yep.
So with that, I think we're gonna see you in May, our next meeting. Actually, it's on the bottom of May 1st, August 7th, and November 6th. At 9:30 a.m., okay? We're all set on that.
By Zoom, right?
Right,
Or
so.
Webinar or whatever this is, Microsoft.
And can we have a maypole so we can dance around and celebrate May?
I make a motion that we do that.
Excuse me.
Stay warm, guys.
Thank all of you, by the way, for participating. It was a long one today. All right, thank you.
And my apologies to everyone for being late. I apologize.
It's okay, worked out fine.
All right. Take it easy,
Bye,
guys.
bye.
Is the meeting adjourned?
Bye, guys. See you in May.
Mr. Chair? Okay, I guess so.